Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Sam, and in today's class we're going to work a lot on our compression and core strengths. We're going to visit some shoulder strengths, ability to protract, and we're going to start with our hip mobility. The more mobile, the more open are your hips, the lighter you will feel in your compression poses such as tuck or L-sit or floating. So let's get started in our cat and cow position. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the knees below the hips. And from here we're gonna inhale, look forward, drop the belly, drop the chest, reach the chest forward, bend your elbows, slightly bend them. And as if you pull the yoga mat, actively engaging our lats and back muscles. And as you exhale, protracting, rounding the upper back, sending that side of the back towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale one more time, look forward, reach the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the chin under, look towards your belly button. One more time. Inhale. And then the next one. As you exhale, come into your cat position. We're going to circle that movement through the right side. Finding your own pace. As you move, I want to bring your focus into your hips. Slightly send the hips back and toward, into the side. As you come on the right, sending a lot to the right side, slightly back and to the left. Reverse the circle. Your entire spine to move. And the next one, as you come on the right side, we're gonna send the right hips to the side a lot and slightly back, finding our hinge here, stretching that right glutes a lot. I want you to look for sensation in your right hip, so for that maybe you will need to slightly move back or maybe forward. If you want more, drop your left forearm on the yoga mat. But think about anterior pelvic tilt. You want to untuck your pelvis as if you want to point the butt towards the ceiling. Inhaling into our ribs and clavicle. And on the next inhale, coming to center and dropping to the left side. Same thing. Untucking the pelvis, maybe slightly moving back or forward, but a lot to the side. If you want more, dropping the forearm on the mat, the opposite forearm. And work on your anterior pelvic tilt. With the next inhale, we're gonna come to center. And with the next inhale, we're gonna bring the right foot between the palms, adjust the legs, the width between your foot and the knee, and we're gonna start gliding our hips from the low lunge into the half split. Whatever half split you have here, wave the spine, find the low lunge, untuck the chin, look forward. And as you glide your hips back, maybe rounding slightly. And again, bending the knee, looking forward, driving the hips forward. Hips back, tucking the chin under, rounding, and on your own pace. Adding the spinal waves. On the next one, we're gonna hold our low lunge here. Whatever low lunge is calling you today, if you want, add a little bit of back bend, come into your feet, and maybe roll your shoulders back, interlace your fingertips, and reach your chest forward. Actively opening the front side of the thigh. Releasing it. Pressing through the forefoot of the front leg. And on the next one, we're gonna bring the palms back into the mat and glide the hips back. An option to grab your yoga blocks here or to bring your palms closer to yourself. Wiggle, find the comfortable position here. With bent knee or the soft knee, I want you to look for the contact of your front thigh and your belly. Even if your belly is not touching the front thigh, think about reaching the belly, not the chest. And from here, we're gonna round the upper back, belly to chest. For that, we're recreating, mimicking the spinal curves. And roll that right hip backward. You want to square them hips. Flexing the toes here. Breathing into the clavicle, not breathing into the belly. Maybe rotating that hip out. Usually we have different trigger points. So if you find that sore or sticky spot, hold there. Mine is usually when I roll my ankle out. With the next breath, we're gonna come into the front, low lunge, tuck the back toes, bring that back knee up, and we're finding our twisted high lunge. Reaching the right palm all the way up, or maybe above your head and forward. But here as well, finding that hinge, we want to open up the back side of the glutes, of the right glute. An option to stay here with floated heel, or to plant the heel. Again, look for sensation. Whatever is sticky, that is your spot. Holding here for one more breath and tucking the back toes. Once again, coming to our twisted high lunge as you press through the front foot. And from here, as you exhale, we're gonna tap the left fingertips on the yoga mat slightly and come up. Exhale to twist and fold. Inhale, press through the front foot and come up. 3, 4, 5. On the 6th one, we're gonna hold for 5 breaths. 1, an option to have a yoga block underneath your palms or to drop the palm, but I want you to actively press through that front foot. And as you inhale, we're gonna plant the back heel on the yoga mat again. Come into this wide-legged stance with your feet pointing out. Let me put myself so that you see my face. Both feet pointing out 45 degrees. And from here, we're gonna start and bending through the right knee, looking, twisting towards the right side, sending that right hip once again back. And as you press through that right front foot, we're gonna come up. Exhale towards the left side. You can also place your palms on your glutes to feel how they expand. Exhale through the right side. Twisting the torso towards the right side, adding a lot of rotation through that right pelvis. Left. Inhale, come up. Exhale to fold. Inhale. Exhale, left. Inhale to center. Exhale to right. Both legs are very active. Look for sensations in your inner thighs and also in your glutes. And on the next one, we're gonna hold on the right side. An option to stay here, to place your left palm on the yoga block or on your fingertips. Think about sending that right glute even furthermore, adding that hip hinge, thinking about anterior pelvic tilt. Inhale to center, exhale to left. Same thing, dropping the palm here, twisting your torso towards the left a lot, sending the left glute back, anterior pelvic tilt, stretching that left glute. And the right leg is also very strong. Pressing through the both feet here. And as you inhale, coming up to center. Adjusting your feet if you need to. From here, we're gonna inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna squat down, sending our knees all the way out, sending as far as you can here. Using entire surface of our feet. And bring the palms on the floor. Bringing your feet parallel to each other, finding our wide-legged fold. Spreading the yoga mat actively with your heels. Heels in, hips down, look forward, squat. Exhale, hips up, heels out, fold. On your own pace, heels in, horse stance, heels out, fold. On the next one, we're gonna hold here, an option palms on the floor, or helping yourself with your forearm on the knees. I'm gonna be easy on myself today and keep my fingertips on the floor. This is not a resting position, very strong. You're actively trying to open those knees out. And heels out once again, folding. Finding our forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. An option to find any variation you prefer with fingertips in the line with heels, or catching your big toes, or interlacing your fingertips, whatever is calling for you. Actively keep sending those heels out as if you want to spread the floor, rip the floor apart with your heels. Inhale, halfway look up, look forward, and slowly twisting, pivoting towards your left foot. Now your left foot is in front, bending that back knee, placing it on the yoga mat, finding our low lunge on the left side. Inhale. Exhale, glide your hips back, finding our half split here. And again, on your own pace, waving your hips and spine between these two positions. Yes, you're moving, tucking and untucking the chin. An option to place your palms on the yoga block. And breathing as you fold. Exhale. Inhale. Look up. On the next one, we're gonna come into our low lunge, and we're gonna hold that low lunge. One last time. An option to stay here, or to come up, interlace your fingertips, roll the shoulders back, reach your chest forward. A very active position. We are pressing through the front foot, not balding, not falling into our joints. And on the next one, palms bringing on the yoga mat, gliding the hips back into the half split. Whatever variation was your first time on the right side, do this. On the left side, to the balance. Remember to round the upper back, to anteriorly tilt the hips out, flexing the front ankle, and breathing into your clavicle. Another tip here is if you think about pressing the heel down actively as you're kicking the heel into the mat, this will create a lot of space in your back chain by engaging it. And now on the next one, bend your knee, bring your belly close to your thigh, finding this position. Rolling your ankle maybe out or in, finding our sticky spot and staying there. Try and breathe into your clavicle and chest instead of belly. A reminder to myself as well. And then the next one, coming into the low lunge, tucking the back heels, bringing that back knee up, and finding our twisted lunge with palm on the floor or yoga block, reaching above your head or reaching above yourself, whatever was your first option. And about the back foot, planting the heel or not planting, whatever is calling you today. Very actively strong legs, both legs are engaged, the weight between all 3 points. The legs, the palm on the floor. And as you bring the toes back on the back foot, tucked into the yoga mat, we're gonna press through the front foot and come into our twisted high lunge here. Inhale in this position and exhale, fold, tap the right fingertips on the yoga mat. Press through the front foot to inhale and come up. Exhale, fold, send the left hips to the side and slightly back. And inhale to standing. Finding your own pace as you move here intentionally. Both legs are very strong. And again, our focus here right now is the left hip, left glute. Looking for sensations there. And on the next one, we're gonna bring the fingertips to hover above the yoga mat, not touching, maybe above the yoga block. And thinking about that anterior pelvic tilt, stretching the left glute a lot. Sending your mind into happy places, the muscles burn. And with the next inhale, we're gonna windmill the arms, bring the feet together into the wide-legged stance once again. Here an option for you to do the same thing as we did, finding our hip hinges here, or going into the full Skandasana. As you sit the hips low, and pointing the left toes towards the ceiling, finding our full Skandasana. As you press through the right foot, coming into the standing. Inhale here and exhale to come into the Skandasana on the left side. I'm reaching here my arms forward to be able to balance. An option to place your palms on the floor and help yourself to come up and sit down with the palms, or an option to maintain a straight up torso, which I find incredibly difficult for myself. Pressing the left foot into the floor, Skandasana on the right side. Looking for sensations in the inner thigh, in the glute of the right leg, maybe even in the hamstring of the right leg, in the calves, not in the knees. If you have a sensation in the knee, you've gone too far. Inhale to come up and exhale to the left. We're pausing a lot in each asana because I want you to build the space there. Build the sensation, the sense of peace and safety for your body. Last one on the right side. For one breath, inhale to come up, exhale, last one to the left side. And as you come into the stand, you pivot towards your right side, placing the palms on the yoga mat, coming to the plank, finding chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. First down dog in the practice. Paddle your feet out, press actively through the palms, and send your body all the way back. As you find stillness, let your heels float, hinge your hips, untuck the pelvis, find that curve in the lower back, and draw the ribs down with an exhale. And as you bring your knees down, sitting ourselves on the hips here, finding our 90-90 stretch. Wait, let me put myself this way. So this is a box stretch. If pigeon is in your practice, please find your pigeon. Otherwise, if you're feeling a little bit restricted in the hips today, I welcome you here. So we're gonna make sure the line that runs through the side of the body, through the side of the thigh, is one. So we're not bringing the knee all the way in right side or all the way to the left side. Finding our safe space here and also thinking about that hip hinge, finding lower back curve, and as you exhale, folding slightly, looking for sensations once again in the right hip, in the right glute, maybe in the right inner thigh, or even the hamstring. And as you press through the right shin, we're gonna come up. So we're lengthening as we fold. As we come up, we are strengthening and contracting the right glute on your own. An option to help yourself with palms, or if you feel a little bit weird on your knee, even reclining slightly to the back side. On your own pace, we're gonna do this 6 times. That is 3. Actively pressing through the shin. 4. Flexed ankles on both legs. 5. And 6, we're gonna place our palms in front of us, or maybe not, and hold here. Finding anterior pelvic tilt. All attention goes to the right glute, right shin, and gently moving to the other side. We're gonna come into the 90 or box stretch on the left side. Same thing, 90 degrees in the front leg, same line runs through the side of the body and through the hip. The hip bone is in one line, basically with the left knee. And as you exhale, we're gonna slightly fold, looking for anterior pelvic tilt here. And as you press the left shin into the mat, coming up. Exhale, fold, send the hips back. Inhale, press the shin, come up. Same thing you do with the pigeon pose, if that is what you're doing right now. Pressing actively the shin. Exhale, tilting. Inhale to come up. 3 more times. Very active ankle of the left foot. And last one, we're gonna hold Maybe helping yourself with palms or maybe not. Same thing, think about left glute now. We want to feel how it's expanding and lengthening. Very active left shin. We're not just hanging here, we're slightly contracting by pressing the shin into the mat. Slightly pressing. And come up into the seated. We're gonna bring our feet in the width of the yoga mat, and now we're gonna bring that right knee towards the left knee, heel. Finding a little bit of internal rotation after box stretch. And the same thing with the left knee. Goes towards the right heel. And we're gonna come onto our back, laying all the way flat on the mat. We're gonna come and find our reclined hamstring stretch. Last pose for the hip mobility. Here I want you to rather grab your shin or have a strap around your foot, or grab your knee, or even grab your foot. And we're gonna start with flossing, the nerve flossing. So we're gonna bend the knee, find our deepest stretch here, deepest position, with bent knee, flexed ankle. And from here we're gonna point the toes, extend the ankle, and lock the knee, finding our deepest position here. And back into the bent knee, flexed ankle, toes pointing towards your face, and pointing, locking, extending. Once again, let's do this on your own pace for 6 times. 3. 'Very strong position. 4. Every time you move between these 2 positions, look for the deepest range of motion. And on the last one, as you point your toes, we're gonna hold here, grabbing your shins, ankles, or your feet. Keep locking that knee against resistance. And the next one, we're gonna flex the toes, slightly bend the knee, finding our deepest position here. Think about sending the right hip towards your belly, and start to extend the knee, even if it's for slightest. On the next one, we're gonna grab hold with the right arm, our right foot, ankle, or the shin, and we're gonna extend the knee. Bring that leg towards your right side. Look towards the left, making sure that the left hip is not rolling as well, along with the right one. With an exhale, coming to the center, switching the legs. Now the same thing we do with the left leg, bringing it closer to ourselves as it's bent. And we're gonna flex the ankle, bend the knee, finding our deepest position. Pointing the toes, locking the knee, finding our deepest position here now. Bending, flexing, pointing, extending. As you move between these 2, we're gonna help ourselves with palms, holding onto our shin or onto our foot. Helping ourselves with palm to find the deeper position. And last one. As you point the toes and lock the knee, now standing here as we find our deep breath, breathing into the clavicle, and helping with our palms to find even more deeper range of motion. Trying to lock that knee against resistance. And as you bend the knee, bringing that hip closer to your belly, flexing the toes. And again, here as well, helping ourselves with arms to find deeper stretch, and maybe even slightly trying to extend the knee here. Finding the sticky spots, if you have any. And release. So moving on to our core strengthening position, we're going to bring ourselves onto our forearms, onto our elbows. So elbows below the shoulders. Here we're going to release our hips from the buttocks. And we're going to start scissoring our legs. Pointing the toes, locking them knees, bringing the right leg all the way up. Maybe aiming toward your face. Switching. And switch. Keep moving, keep switching. Here I want you to bring attention to your belly. Make sure your belly doesn't come as the dome. You want to breathe into your rib cage. Keep squeezing the belly towards the belly button, towards the spine. I'm sorry for the noises, there are children. And on the next one, we're going to bring both feet above yourself, above your face. And pointing the toes, bringing both feet, hovering above the floor and up. Hover and up. Same thing, we're trying to breathe into our rib cage. Both legs are extended, toes pointing. There is a lot of happening in our belly. It's trying to resist the point where your leg's trying to pull it. And it's also trying to resist the pull from the other side of the ribs as you breathe. And release. Coming into our seated position and finding our plank here. Pressing the floor away, rounding the upper back here. We're going to start mountain climbing, yoga type of mountain climbing. So as you step on the knuckles of your feet of the right leg, step the left leg into the knuckles of the feet, actively press through the palms, round the upper back here, step back into the plank, back. So let's do this 6 times. 3. Switching the legs as left steps. Left. And last one. And release. Coming all the way onto our belly here. We're going to find our very active cobra, rolling the shoulders back. Very active legs, pointing the toes, squeezing the glutes, finding lower back curve, looking forward. Actively stretching the front body, using the back body. And coming right again, sitting on our bum. We're gonna try and do the left leg lift. If leg lifts in your practice and you're very, very familiar with that, please do so. If not, we're gonna try and bring the bent knee towards your belly. Because if you're somewhere here where there is a big angle between the belly and the thigh, then I think it's will be helpful for you if you bend the knee, create smaller angle. And from here, we're gonna build up into the straight leg. So bringing the palms on the line with your knees, we're gonna make sure the left leg is active. And as you press the floor away, round through the upper body, here we're gonna lift the heel of the floor and bring that hip towards your belly. Release. 2. Inhale. 3. Press actively. 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna hold here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep pressing. 8, 9, 10. Release, switch the sides. Now the left leg. Again, actively pressing. The pressing is our leverage. This is what's gonna help us to lift that heel of the floor. And inhale, press, lift. 2. Inhale, lift. 4, 5. Using our upper body. 6. Hold here for 1, 2, knee to chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Shake it out. Let's do this whole thing one more time. So coming onto our elbows, bringing one leg, the other lifts up, switch. 2, 3, 4. Breathing into the rib cage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 legs. 1, up, 2, up, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switching, mountain climber. That's gonna be a killer, but we're gonna do this last time. Come into the plank. Right, left, back, back. Left, right, back, back. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. Finding one more time. Our cobra, maybe helping yourself with palms, maybe not. An option to interlace your fingertips behind you, roll the shoulders, lift up, reach the hands back as if someone is pulling you. One last breath, and we're gonna come into the seated. Knees to chest. You know, it's the last time, so give it your best one. Starting with the right one. Remember, pressing the palms against the floor. That's what's gonna help you. Inhale, lift. Release. 2, 3, 4. Active the knee to chest. 5, 6. Oh, sorry. Holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the last one. So mentally, it's getting easier. Pressing the palms, active leg, knee to chest, rounding the upper back. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 5, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bravo! The hard part is done. And now we're gonna move into one element I took from Ashtanga practice, which is amazing for your core compression. Again, sitting on our bums, we're gonna lean back and come into the boat pose, Navasana. An option to stay here with bent knees, shins parallel to floor with palms on the floor or palms reaching forward. An option to straighten your legs. I find myself very more engaging my abdominal muscles if I bend the knees And think about bringing them to chest, compressing the belly towards the thigh. Holding here for 5 deep breaths, using our clavicle and chest. And cross your legs. Think about bringing those knees towards your shoulders. So we're compressing our crossed leg. We're gonna bring our body forward onto our palms and come into this cross-legged tuck position. Here you want to think about bringing those knees towards the chest. Even if your feet on the floor, think about less weight on your feet. We're gonna hold there for 3 breaths too. And inhale, lift, round, knees to shoulders to chest. Breathing into your clavicle, into your ribs. And release, straight back into Navasana. Hold here, knees to chest. Think about creating lower back curve, creating that hinge. Crossing the legs, weight forward on the palms and lift. Release. Last time, Navasana. Crossing the legs, weight forward, lift. Think about knee to chest, actively using your belly muscles. And release. Here, still staying in our crossed leg position, we're gonna bring the palms back, fingertips pointing towards the hips, and lift the hips high. Open the chest, roll the shoulders back. Releasing the belly muscles and release. Sitting back again. Finding a little bit of breath. And on the next one, we will need a couple of socks. Or if you have carpeted floor, plastic bag or plastic plates. We're gonna finish this whole class with some sliding to press exercises, and I will give you variations. So putting on socks. And coming into the sliding. So we're gonna start, let me first introduce you to the exercise. We're gonna start on our plank, but on the knuckles of the feet. And as you lean forward, we're gonna bring the weight into the semi-handstand position. Slide the knees back, heels back, plank, and press. So in order to bring for you the feet closer to your palms, think about sending the weight forward. So we're sending the weight and using our upper body to slide them feet. Another option here, from the plank, to slide the knees to chest. Whatever is calling for you. I find it very challenging, the first option for my shoulders. And the second option I find more challenging for my abdominal muscles. So if your focus is to strengthen your shoulders, the protraction part, the first option is go to. If you want to strengthen your core, your compression, then second option is the one. I will go for a second option because I'm not working on handstand in the class. If I would work on the handstand, that's totally the first variation. So coming into the plank, leaning forward, knees to chest, back, exhale, back, exhale, back, 4, 5, and last one, 6. Release. Find a little bit of pause. Maybe stretch your back toes. Maybe find your little camel. or a baby position. Closing our eyes, we're gonna focus on our breath here. Expanding our ribs sideways as you inhale, and as you exhale, we're gonna draw the ribs down. You know what's coming? Let's do this sliding one more time. If you want to challenge yourself, pause the video and start with Navasana. I'm gonna take it easy today. Plank, reaching forward shoulders, knees to chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one. 6. Releasing, coming into our yoga mat, finding our downward facing dog. And from here, rolling ourselves all the way into the upward facing dog. Untucking the back toes, untucking the toes, Rolling the shoulders back, pointing the elbows back. And from here, finding our last supine position. Prone position, coming onto our belly. Left forearm comes across the mat, pressing through the forearm, bringing the left heel closer to your glute. And from here, we're gonna help ourselves with right arm, bring that right foot even closer. Squaring the shoulders here, looking forward. Stretching the belly, the front thigh. Pressing actively through the left forearm. And gently letting go, switching the side. Actively pressing through the right forearm, squaring the shoulders. Finding deep breath. And as you come onto your back, that is supine position. We're gonna bring the knees to chest. Let the knees fall on the right side, look towards the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, And as you inhale, dropping the knees towards the left side. Inhale to center. And exhale, release into shavasana. Extend your legs, extend your palms. Relax your face, relax your shoulders, neck. Let your feet roll out naturally. I'm going to leave you here in this shavasana. Thank you for taking this class today. See you in the next one.